Hello, everybody. This time I got a new review for you. This time for the new Netflix movie Bubble, the 2022 Netflix animated movie Bubble. This is the new anime that has been acquired by Netflix among many other films. It's very nice to see Netflix getting a lot of films. But you're here to get a review for Bubble. So, look, it's really hard for me to really put my finger on this one. So let me give you a little taste of what this is about. So Bubble is about there is a event that happens in the center of Tokyo and pretty much turns Japan or Tokyo into the bubbles come down from the sky and flood Tokyo, and it winds up blowing up pretty much majority of Tokyo because every animated movie, for whatever reason, they just like to blow up Tokyo. I don't know why Tokyo is always like the epicenter of like everything when it comes to animated movies and like disaster. Um, so pretty much like bubbles are coming down from the sky. Tokyo gets flooded. A lot of pretty much has been, and then it's been 8 years since this happened, and the story is focused around a character called Hibiki, and Hibiki is one of the characters that was at Tokyo Tower when the whole event went down, and this part of Tokyo blew up, and yada yada. The world gets flooded. The movie is primarily set around Hibiki and Uta. Uta is the girl who is, I guess they show in the trailers, who is, I guess they refer to as a mermaid character. You learn more about what she is and where she comes from as it goes on. One of the things they really do, the animation is definitely phenomenal in this movie. I mean, without a doubt. But one of the big things is that this story is primarily focused on, like I said, Hibiki and his team of, I guess, parkour. So pretty much they're doing parkour to compete for food and supplies. So whatever like their team is, they're competing for food and supply, and so is everybody else, because everybody is pretty much like living above water in Tokyo, still trying to survive after this whole event that happened 8 years later. Now they explained that there are, because of these bubbles in this event, there are like these whirlpools that disintegrate everything, and there are also just random bubbles just floating in the sky that people are able to like jump on, and Hibiki is like one of the only people that can like actually jump on these and like get through. So they have, this is pretty much like a death race, like parkour race for some food and supply, which is crazy. Now I do, one of the things I really did like the animation, the music. The music, of course, like the music's always good in these movies. But what I did notice is that the director Tetsuro Araki, he did Attack on Titan and High School of the Dead. So you're probably gonna notice a lot of similar writing to those stories. And Rebuki, he did Psycho Pass, the Godzilla on Godzilla on Netflix, and the most recent Godzilla movies on Netflix. So you're gonna see, like I said, you'll see a lot of that writing in there. It's gonna be pretty similar to this. Like I said, the movie really didn't give you a lot to go on. I mean, other than like this disaster happened. They set you up with Hibiki, him being like at the epicenter of this whole event, and losing his parents, and a lot of kids just being orphaned in Tokyo because of this, and them trying to figure out what to do, how to survive in this pretty much this new world that's been created. Because forgot to mention, Tokyo is also being bubbled off, so there's like a dome around Tokyo where nobody can get in or out, which is crazy. Which makes some sense, because like how are they getting supplies with the that I'm noticing now? How are they getting supplies or new supplies? Because Tokyo is only but so big. I mean, eventually you're gonna run out of food and stuff like within 8 years. So eventually, like they're trying to figure out, how to get out. They want to leave Tokyo. That's the plan. But primarily, like the movie is really focused on Hibiki being able to climb Tokyo Tower so that he can figure out the source of this voice that he's hearing throughout the film. Um, but like I said, the movie does not really give you a lot of information. There's still a lot of things that I'm thinking about right now, and I don't want to spoil it, but like it's a lot of stuff that's like unresolved. Even if as I sit here and think about it, the movie just, I mean, without saying it, the story just was not that good. Unfortunately, like it's just so many holes, and this, and it's an hour and a half movie, and I'm sitting here still trying to figure out like what did I just watch? You know what I mean? Like, and this is one of the movies like the trailer really got me excited, and I really, as soon as I saw the animation, I was like, I gotta watch this. But the story was just not interesting. Unfortunately, I hate to say it. I mean, if you're looking forward to this movie, you're probably going to be like, oh yeah, this looks good. Now, what I did notice that they were trying to do a comparison to The Little Mermaid, and it did not do that well because there was no. I thought this was going to be like, okay, usually they do like an animated movie and then it's like kind of, it's kind of similar to like another like Disney property or something like that. But this terrible. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't even. I still can't figure out what they were trying to do with this, what the message was, and I had to look at it again and go through it again. It's just completely missed me. Um, and then one of the big things in this movie too is like they tell you that Hibiki he has like super hearing sensitivity issues, and only he is able to hear the voices coming from the bubbles. And that was one of the main things that they lead you on pretty early, is they tell you he's the only one that can hear this. Nobody else can hear this. Like, you see him wear like the headphones because his hearing is so sensitive. He has to block it out by wearing the noise canceling headphones. Um, now from what I can see, like just from the movie so far, like it starts off kind of alluding a love story between Yuta and Hibiki, but there's really no time to even set that up. You know what I mean? It's other than them like them competing in these tournaments for food and supplies, they really don't explain the phenomenon, like what happened with that, like really the background, why it happened. They really don't explain who Uta is. More into just the world in general. It just felt so small to me. I really wish that it was more there. It's really hard to talk about even now because like they really didn't give you much information to go on to really dive deeper into this world. And like I said, even they're in Tokyo, like you see the characters that's there, but it still felt really small to me. Like it just wasn't enough there. There wasn't enough meat on the bones for me in this movie to really even give it, to even say I liked it or I didn't like it. I just know the story was whack, unfortunately. And like I said, as much as I love anime, I can't give it a pass. This was definitely an hour and a half that I could have saved. But like I said, animation was on point, music was great, but that story, whew, this is by far. I mean, I've seen. I can't even think of the name of the movie where like it rained all day and it flooded Japan. They love flooding Japan for some reason. I have no idea why. But yeah, like I said, I mean, like I said, they try to go a Little Mermaid angle with this, and they mention it a lot throughout the movie. In comparison, like they have the character Uto even read out the Little Mermaid book and stuff like that, and alluding that she is a mermaid. But again, I don't want to spoil that if you want to see this. But like I said, it's just not enough meat on the bones for me. Honestly, if I had to rate it, I wouldn't watch it again. nothing. I mean, I wouldn't watch it again. It's not the best thing you could be doing with your time. Maybe fold some laundry, go on about your day. Maybe have a completely phone conversation on the phone while you're watching this. But again, I wouldn't watch it again. I mean, it sounds like I just went in and terrible about this movie, but like. Bubble, Netflix, 2022. Again, don't waste your time with this. This is not going to be your movie. Even though it's anime and it's on Netflix, you could be doing better things with time. I just did not like it. I'd be curious to see what the reviews and stuff that comes out for this, but it wasn't good, folks. I'm sorry. I even wish I can give you a better review here, but it's just so little information, so little character development that there's nothing to talk about. You know what I mean? I don't even feel like I'm spoiling anything, but it's just so little to go off of. Like I said, just wasn't enough meat on the bones. They could do better. Come on, just because it's on Netflix, man, or Netflix picked it up from whoever. What is this? Stop it. Stop. You gotta call Miyazaki up and get him. Anyway, going off track. Bubble wasn't worth your time for me. It's not worth my time for me. Check it out if you like it. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Check out Big Gold Belt Media, and we'll see you guys later.
I keep